It is finally spring. It is a nice day out today. It is actually super windy. We want to get some burning done, but we can't do it today. We couldn't do it last weekend. Hopefully the wind stops. My camera tripod is moving all over the place. But hopefully the wind stops so we can get some burning done. We have a lot of stuff to burn out in our garden. We like to burn out there so the ash stays in the garden and goes back into the dirt. We just got the animals out of our garden for like a week now. I think it was last weekend that we took the animals out. We fenced off half the garden and let the goats live in it, and then we free ranged the chickens all winter. And we have them all locked back up so they don't come out here and destroy the garden. As of right now, the ducks and our little Banny rooster, we call him Chicken Little, they are out here free ranging, but eventually we might have to stop that too. So before we get started on the cleanup out in the garden, I just wanted to do a quick little tour of what the garden looks like coming out of winter and going into spring. That is Chicken Little. So that is what Chicken Little looks like. Right now he's roosting on where we had our bean plants. So this is what the garden looks like right now. It's pretty rough looking. That fence back there is where we had the pea plants last year, and then we also had that part sectioned off for the goats. There's lots of hay out there. We fed them round bales this winter and just set them out there. So there's lots of hay on the ground. We're gonna move some of that around. Got some buckets stacked up there. And there's our raised beds and compost down there. So there's lots of work to be done yet. Our tent that we had way back there, that tipped over in a bad windstorm. So we took that down and put it away. The tarp and the poles did get damaged, but we just put them away for now. We didn't get rid of it. So down here in this raised bed, we planted our garlic last fall. It is looking really good. The chickens have gotten in here a few times, but it looks like it all germinated, it all came back, and is doing really well. I think our big project for today is going to be taking care of this bed. It came apart here, and it also came apart down there. So we're going to fix that, and then we're going to rough up the soil a little bit, put some amendments in it, and we're going to start onions in here. I picked up some bulbs on sale the other day, and I want to get them in the ground, and I feel like over here in a raised bed would be the quickest way to get that done. I was shoveling dirt out of that bed and I found carrots that we missed from last year. They claim that you can overwinter carrots in the ground here. These still look pretty good. I'll have to wash them and try them later. When we fixed the sides of those beds, we already knew that we were going to make the bed more narrow. With as wide as it was too hard to reach the middle and weed or plant without putting like all of your weight on the bed and reaching over. So we made it a little bit narrower. For amendments, we used, it's called Dairy Dew. There's this place by us and it's called Morgan's Composting, and they sell Dairy Dew. They compost a lot of stuff and they make dirt and soil amendments. So we just got their plain Dairy Dew. They make different kinds for seed starting, flowers, veggies, and trees, it says. And then we also used Dairy Dew worm castings, we used rock dust, and we used azomite. So in that bed, we decided to plant onions. We got white onions when we were at Dairy Dew. And then I also picked up some onions at our local farm store. I got white and yellow. I don't know if we're gonna put the yellow in this bed or if we're just gonna fill it all with the white. I don't think this is going to be enough onions for us. I think we're going to have to plant more somewhere else. So I accidentally forgot to hit record when we first started planting that bed of onions. When you're planting your onions, you want to plant them with the top up, the bottom down. It's really easy to tell even if it doesn't have like all of this growth on there. And you want to plant it that way, and then you just cover them up. But we got all of the onions planted in that bed. We got the bag of onions that we got from Morgan's Composting planted, and then we got the other bag that we got from the farm store planted. We almost made it to the end of the bed. There's still like a pretty good chunk of the bed where there's not onions at, and we kind of marked it off with a board, and we will end up planting something else on the end of that. We didn't want to start with the yellow onions and just have a couple rows in, so we'll plant those somewhere else. But we officially have started planting in our garden, and that is super exciting, and I can't wait to plant more.